Yo, have you heard about Anchor? It's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Welcome, everyone, to the L7C podcast, Naruto What If Battle Editions. Today, we have the entire NDP Naruto forum of Cedric, Byron, Justin, Niki, and Andrea with us today. Today, we are starting off our summer of the Akatsuki Ladder, where we put one shinobi and see how far he can climb up the Akatsuki Ladder. Today, we have Sasuke Uchiha with the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. So right before he got the Rinnegan, think about when he was fighting Kabuto and like in the war before he got the Rinnegan, that's Sasuke. And he is going to be climbing up the Akatsuki Ladder. And before we start that, just general, how is everyone doing? Andrea, how are you doing today? Byron, how are you doing today? Cedric, how are you doing today?
I'm all right.
Niki, how are you doing today?
Doing good.
Justin, how are you doing today? I haven't spoke to you since your Ben Simmons rant.
Same shit, different day, man. I'm good.
All right, so let's hop into it. For the viewers, the order is going to be in the description box wherever you're listening to. So we're going to work our way from the bottom and then work our way up. So the way this works is that we're going to have Sasuke versus the bottom person.
Can't complain.
We're going to discuss a little bit. And then we vote if Sasuke would win. If we get majority, Sasuke goes to the next person. As soon as majority says that he wouldn't win, Sasuke's done. And then we're done. And then we could discuss individually where we had him. So it all depends on the majority vote. So first person we have is Sasuke Uchiha versus Orochimaru. Obviously a student versus disciple, student versus teacher type matchup. We saw this in the show. So, Justin, how would you think this matchup would go with this time a healed Orochimaru against an EMS Sasuke? Who would you have winning this one?
I think I gotta go with Sasuke. Orochimaru's ultimate kryptonite in the show is people with eyes. You saw what Itachi did to him. You saw what Sasuke did to Ravage Orochimaru, dying from death. But yeah, I think Sasuke easily takes it. Orochimaru, all the experiments he has done, he still can't handle the Sharingan, so I gotta go with Sasuke here.
All right, Justin is going with Sasuke there. Niki, how do you feel about this matchup?
Well, I think it's just going to be a repeat of the show, honestly. I don't think Orochimaru is going to stand a chance. And Justin makes a good point. He can't do shit against the Sharingan. He really can't.
Got you. So you're going Sasuke as well. Andrea, how do you feel about this one? Byron, how do you feel about this one, man? Okay. Cedric, how do you feel about this matchup?
Well, I have to go Sasuke.
Okay. You felt like a little hesitant there. Were you going to
He said that shit so reluctantly. He did not want to pick him.
I picked Sasuke to win as well because of the whole Orochimaru.
Yeah, I'm going with Sasuke Sharingan as well. I just don't think now with Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, I mean, right now I don't think Orochimaru will be able to beat him. All right, next up, Sasuke went up. So now we're going up against Deidara. Cedric, I'm going to say with you, how do you feel about Sasuke versus Deidara? Round 2, another rematch.
Sasuke got some.
Okay. Andrew, how do you feel about this one? Justin?
I think I gotta go Sasuke here again. We already saw this matchup, and when Sasuke with a better eye in our scenario right now, he wouldn't have to end up blowing. He wouldn't have to end up killing Manda in the process too. So I think Sasuke wins it pretty easily.
Niki, who do you got?
Yeah, I gotta go Sasuke. Datara can't do anything against him without the EMS, so like he's screwed this time.
Byron? Oh, that's the majority. All right, Sasuke moves up again. This time we have a first-time matchup. I don't think anyone's ever talked about this type of matchup. Sasuke versus Sasori of the Sand. So they met one-on-one at this point in time. Sasuke has EMS. He doesn't know what Sasori does until he fights him. Niki, how would you feel this matchup would go?
This is interesting, but I think Sasuke still has it. I really do. Them eyes are a real big plus for
Sasuke
him
as well.
at this point.
Justin, how do you feel this one would go?
I think I'll have to go Sasuke here. If Sakura early in Shippuden can beat Sasori, I'm pretty sure Sasuke can dominate him. He's smart. He has Itachi's eye, so he'll be able to note what's going on pretty quickly and figure him out and get the dub in that situation.
Full disclaimer, though, Sakura did not beat him by herself. Just saying, can't give that girl credit where she doesn't deserve credit like that.
Well, she did. She did most of the heavy lifting, I guess.
Huh? What?
That's a negative. That's a negative. That's a she didn't do much shit alert. I'm sorry, I have to say that.
Oh my! She was a puppet. A puppet. That's whatever. Nope, not gonna hate on her. This is not her episode. Byron, who do you think would win?
Okay, Justin.
Okay. Cedric, who do you think would win this one?
I'd say Sasori.
Oh, I gotta go to essay because I just realized that they both have the same starting S. Okay. Did you pick Sasori because you don't think Sasuke with the 100 puppets and all that, that'd be a lot?
I picked Sasori.
I think Sasuke
with the puppets
would win as well. I think
figuring out everything about Sasori would take a little bit longer.
Sasori's first puppet.
We were giving Sasuke a little bit credit for.
Sasuke would take over.
I don't know if Sasuke does get one scratch. There's no way to heal him. I mean, Sakura and Lady Chiyo in their fight only survived that long because Sakura prepared antidotes, 3 doses, for them to survive and sustain in the fight. I mean, and it activates really quickly, regardless of chakra status. You'll go numb, and if you go numb, you can't activate any of your jutsu. You can't do anything. I think Susanoo will be a big proponent of this. If he would have to maintain it the entire fight. I don't know if he could destroy all of Sasori because, again, his genjutsu doesn't work because Sasori is a puppet. He's not a human being. The whole ejector thing where he transfers his heart, per se, to another puppet to avoid being sealed, because that's how they beat him. They sealed his movements and stopped him from moving. They didn't destroy his heart. Even when it was stabbed, he could still talk and operate. She said, but you can't move because of the seal. So I don't know if destroying him itself would be enough to kill him. I put him in a realm of like a question mark of whether or not he is quote unquote immortal, like Hidan and Kazuku in the Akatsuki, because he doesn't age. As long as he keeps moving from puppet to puppet, he doesn't go away.
I would also want to say about his Susanoo that do remember he does not have complete Susanoo. He doesn't get that till the Rinnegan, so he still has like that.
He does have complete.
Does it? Because it says on the site that it wasn't like the super big one.
So I just watched the episode with him and Naruto fighting Obito, Tento Jikiriki. When he to fully armor the 9 tails, he would have to have full Susanoo.
Okay, because they said
like Madara did. Because I think that's what the difference is between EMS versus just Mangekyou Sharingan, plus the added visual prowess of him being able to do flame control. Other than that, it's pretty much the same as Mangekyou Sharingan.
Because on the site, on his abilities site, they literally said he didn't get like the full big winged Susanoo super tall one.
Oh, it don't got wings.
Oh, that's not the full Susanoo then. No, it's not that one then. Because I'm talking about the wing.
I believe it could stand alone. Like if he wanted, like he'd be encased, but like in my mind, that's full Susanoo. It has 2 legs.
I got you. But when
upper torso.
No, when I meant complete, it's like legs, what Mandara used against the 5 cages. That
he can't fly.
Yeah, he doesn't have that one. He doesn't have that one till the Rinnegan, which is a bigger boost. Byron said so. Andrea, who do you have in this one? So currently we have 3 for Sasuke, 2 for Sorcery. Oh shit, me. That's the fact that Cedric's points were all valid, but I feel like I'm gonna pick out of impulse just because Justin said the line of Sakura could beat Sorcery. Like that's the only. So my ignorant pick, I'm picking Sasuke just because of Justin's line. Because after that, I can't have my dude losing to someone Sakura beat. That's unacceptable.
I mean, like that's just the loss of this show. Like the power levels in this show. If Sakura can do it with Chio, fucking Sasuke can do it by himself. He will figure out a way.
That's a main character power.
Exactly.
You can't have Sakura dying this early, but that doesn't matter here. This is just a straight up how far can you go?
The rules of the show still apply.
I was also going to say rules of the show still apply. No one soloed an Akatsuki member in the entire show.
That's valid.
Except for Obito, if you count him beating Konan.
Oh, that's gang on gang violence. Next up, since we hinted at immortality, we got Hidan. This would be very interesting because Sasuke would have to take time to realize he's immortal and find a way to steal him. So, Justin, how would you feel this match would go?
Ooh, this is a tough one.
That's true.
Definitely has to find a way to seal him. And then if Sasuke bleeds, if Hidan's able to get his hands on him, get the blood on him, it'll be an absolute wrap. So I think I'm basing my analysis on, can Hidan get to Sasuke? I don't think Sasuke will let that happen, but really having a tough time seeing how he will get sealed. Maybe I think Sasuke will take this one. He'll probably put him in a Tsukuyomi to probably knock Hidan out. So yeah, I think a Tsukuyomi KO by Sasuke to win that one.
Niki, who do you think would win this one?
This one's tough just because of Hidan's immortality shit. But Justin brings up a good point on if he can get him. But truthfully, I don't know in this matchup. I truthfully don't know in this matchup. I'm gonna wait to hear what y'all have to say and really think about. Hear what y'all say, and then I'll get back to y'all.
Okay, Byron, who do you think would win this one?
This one, like everyone said, is super tough.
Andrew,
but I
who
think
do you have in this one?
I'm gonna have to go with Hidan because he's immortal, and if he gets taste of Sasuke's blood, it's pretty much over for Sasuke because he can basically Hidan can hurt himself and hurt
Cedric, who do you
Sasuke.
have
I don't know how Sasuke is gonna deal with that. And then I don't know how Sasuke is gonna heal Hidan because he's definitely not as smart as
Sasuke.
Shikamaru. So I'm gonna have to go with Hidan in this fight.
Justin, I just want to say Sasuke does not have Tsukiyomi, but
this is awkward. He has Genjutsu Sharingan.
He can't use Suke. You sure?
He can't use Tsukiyomi.
No,
He uses the standard one. That's Itachi special from his Mangekyo Sharingan.
Yeah.
Because remember, Itachi got that. Sasuke got the flame control in the other eye.
Yep. Even if he got transplanted Itachi's eyes, his pattern is still different than Itachi, so he can't do Tsukiyomi.
Justin,
hey, he has Amaterasu though.
Oh yeah, he does, and he can control the flames. Justin's about to get mad at Sasuke for not having Tsukiyomi.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Oh, but to your guys' thing, he doesn't have to. The thing is, he doesn't have to necessarily seal Hidan, right? Like Hidan, we see his head gets cut off, but who reattaches it for him is Kazuko or Kakuzu.
Mhm.
Like Kakuzu essentially is like stitches Hidan back up so he can actually like control his limbs. Once his limbs are separated from his body, he can't use them. So all Sasuke has to do is cut off his limbs. I mean, you saw what happened with Shikamaru when he had him in the pit. Is all his shit was separated, so he just couldn't do anything.
They said he could still die from malnutrition though.
Oh yeah, that's how he will die.
Mm-hmm.
Also, he can't activate his curse outside the circle, so he has to be inside the circle as well. So if Sasuke keeps him moving,
Right.
even if Sasuke doesn't really realize the whole blood thing at first, because Sasuke's not going to go full Susanoo at the beginning. He's going to gauge his opponent, and he may get caught with one cut. But I think he'll be smart enough to say like, "Oh, once you're inside the circle, I just got to get you outside the circle," and then it'd be done from there.
That's true.
Because Itachi realized that.
Yeah. No, I agree because Justin said the point of Sasuke like potentially not getting caught. But we do got to remember this is Sasuke Uchiha in like part 2. This man rushes in every damn time. Like Cedric Killer B, that man like he just rushes in. No, he's gonna get cut.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like he's gonna rush in regardless. But I'm saying he's gonna gauge his opponent. He's not gonna go full Susanoo because he didn't go full Susanoo against Killer B. So he's gonna run in there, probably get cut. But then again, he has Sharingan, so he's probably. I would say I'll put it like this: if Asuma can dodge him for a little bit, then Sasuke should be able to handle it with a Sharingan.
Oh, the rules of the show in full effect.
Yep.
Can't believe Sasuke can't do Tsukiyomi. It's not on his list of abilities, man. My analysis still stands. He'll paralyze him with Genjutsu Sharingan, the shitty one.
The shitty
one. I have Sasuke. I have Sasuke in this. Niki, who do you have, man?
Yeah, I'm going Sasuke at this point.
Next one up, Justin. This is our guy, Sasuke versus Kazuku. First encounter. How would you feel about this one?
Oh my god, this is tough. You gotta beat him 4 times.
Let's put him in the Genjutsu.
Put him in the Genjutsu and burn him. I'm going with Sasuke. I think he might be. I think the Black Flames. He'll be able to. I think if he gets it on him, he'll be able to burn 4 hearts at once. I feel like.
Niki.
Yeah, I think Sasuke is gonna win just based on the fact that like Kakashi was doing his thing too against him with just the regular with his Mangekyo, and at this point Sasuke has Eternal Mangekyo, so I feel like he's got it. He'll probably use Amaterasu and Susanoo to get him at that point.
Andrea. Well, I'm gonna go. So I'm picking Kazuku because that's one of my guys. So fuck Sasuke. But on a serious level, though, since it's their first time meeting, Sasuke would have no knowledge of Kazuku's abilities, and Kazuku would have somewhat knowledge of the Mangekyo Sharingan, which Itachi is on the squad. So then, if he splits up his hearts, like if he pushes them all out of his body, because after one heart died when Kakashi did the lightning blade to him, he spit him out. So it's like Sasuke fighting all those hearts at once, And I would just be remiss to think that if Kazuku, the original body, got in a genjutsu, could one of those hearts knock him out of the genjutsu since he has extra bodies? So that's what I was thinking. I was just like, and Kazuku's a smart dude. I mean, it took a Rasen Shuriken to the face and a whole bunch of planning from prior knowledge of stuff from Shikamaru and all that. And it took multiple people to beat him. But I just think on a one-on-one first-time meeting, I honestly think Kazuku would beat him. But that was me. Byron? Cedric?
Kakuzu.
Any extra reasons that weren't said?
The only added thing I would say is his summoning beast things with the 5 different hearts carry different chakra natures. I was trying to look and see which ones they are because I know lightning, fire, water, and I believe wind is one of them as well.
Yeah.
I have to assume that the last one's earth to cover all 5 chakra natures naturally. And while Infernal Control is OP with Amaterasu, it's still a fire nature. So I think Sasuke would have a difficult time dealing with 1v6, with 1v5 opponents when it took 2 squads to beat Kakuzu themselves and Naruto hitting him with a Rasen Shuriken.
And Cedric, you're right. It is
I
Earth style
also
because
believe
Earth style was the
Kazuku
one
would win.
because that was the one
because
that
of the whole
Kakashi
5
lightning
hearts
blade
thing.
him at the beginning because
first,
prior knowledge from
Sasuke
Shikamaru,
wouldn't know that he
they
has
only thought
5
he had
hearts,
Earth
and
style. And
so
Earth is
once
weak
he
against
gets,
lightning and
probably
he
tries
got
to stab him in the heart.
So currently
he's
we
gonna
have Byron,
still be alive
Cedric,
because he has
and
4 more
myself
hearts to
for Kakuzu.
get through. And
Niki,
then the whole,
Justin,
I
and
would agree with the
Andrea
whole
for
detaching of the
Sasuke.
body. So, like, if he gets
currently,
hit with Amaterasu, all he
we
has to do
have
is detach his
a
heart
tie.
and he'll fight.
So, Justin, going back to you because you were the first person on this because you said the Genjutsu Sharingan. Do you really think that would work against Kakuzu?
Probably not. Probably not. You kind of changed my mind. I'm kind of disagree with you, him having knowledge of the Mangekyu Sharingan, just because I think that Itachi probably didn't show all his Mangekyu abilities to the rest of his mates in the Akatsuki. So I think Kakuzu will be a little blind to some of the abilities. But I really do think that he can burn all those hearts. I really do. I'm staying firm.
Well, I would say with that, then, if it's not Itachi's thing, I would just say because Kazuku's a smart dude, because this is a guy who went toe to toe with the first Hokage. So I would assume then if he was around during the first, this is assumption. I mean, people knew of the Mangekyu because of Madara, but I would just assume. But the dude's a smart man.
Yeah, and then I feel like he'd be able to handle it because he can do a full power of Susanoo too. So that's going to be able to help him, withstand some of the pressure that Kakuzu is going to be able to apply with the 5 hearts coming at you. So yeah, I want to get Sasuke on to the next round so I can see how he does against Obito. That's also.
Oh, he's not making it that.
Who's
far.
next?
Well, he's not making it to Obito.
I know he wouldn't beat him. I just want to talk about it. and if he gets knocked out here, we can't talk about it.
Well, he ain't making it to him. But anyway, Niki, what do you think? Because you had Sasuke too. So how do you feel about like the Kazuku retort?
They're good points, but still Sasuke has a summoning. He can use Kirin, and I feel like, how do we compare Kirin to like a Rasen Shuriken? Because Kirin was pretty powerful that he used against Itachi and the other time. So I feel like he still has it because the things with the 5 hearts, if he separates them, they're all just natures and he's just got to hit their math. So I'm assuming he can figure that out pretty quickly.
Andrea, you had Sasuke. So what are you feeling about I mean, we have to talk to the Kazuku reporters too. So I would have to, Byron, are you changing? How do you feel about the Kazuku one?
No, I'm still sticking with Kazuku.
Cedric, you still staying with Kazuku too?
I'll change my mind.
Oh, you just want him to go forward just to see him get his ass whooped.
Right. You figured it out.
Yeah, look.
All right. Well, Cedric's changing just for Sasuke to get his ass whooped. So Sasuke versus Kazuku was technically a tie, but we'll proceed him to go to the next person. And the next person, I believe, since we'll stay with Cedric, is Miss Konan. Andrew, you go first. Byron. Okay, you're going Sasuke. I'm gonna pick Konan because yeah, I'm picking Konan. So Cedric, who do you got?
I'd pick Konan.
Niki.
Can I ask why y'all picked Konan?
Well, I'll say because Obito is stronger than Sasuke, flat out. And he had to resort to using a forbidden jutsu to beat that woman. Sasuke has never shown uncanon, to know said forbidden jutsu. So if Konan is prepared like that, from the same, because she obviously knows how the Sharingan that works, and the Rinnegan, Sasuke doesn't even have the Rinnegan at this point, I feel like she can do it. Because she is high-key underrated, and she got that one good fight and almost took out the big bad of the show. Because Sasuke ain't beaten, he would never beat Obito. That's just flat. And Konan almost did. So that's why I picked up.
Okay. So like how are the settings of this battle? Is he fighting her in the rain village where she had time to prepare the all those paper bombs in the lake? Because like she didn't just activate that. She had that prepared and then activated. So it's like, is she really going to be able to do all? It's like, where are the settings in this battle? Because I feel like Sasuke can get it with his fire style against her. No, he's not beating Obito. I agree with that. But I think he can beat Konan. Because I don't think she's going to have time, depending on what the settings are, to have those paper bombs everywhere.
That's a good point.
Like, can she beat him without that if she's not prepared like that, you know? If they're just mutually meeting somewhere random. Because we didn't specify what the settings were and stuff like that.
I would assume it'd be mutually random, but I would also say, because I know I try to say with the Kazuku, with the knowledge of like the eyes, obviously Konan has knowledge of these damn eyes. So
right.
That's where I was basing off, like, she's been around these eyes with Itachi, like all of them. So that's what I was like, setting it up. That's true. I don't think she would have fully like set up, but we only saw her in one real fight. And then she went out in a blaze of glory. And it's the fact the dude had to really use that move to survive. Like that's what I'm really stuck on. It says like out of the two Sharingan moves, that's near the top. Those two, and then Cedric's guy's Shishui's move. So it's like I don't want to butcher it, but to have to resort to that just really showed me how strong Konan really was. And Justin, how do you feel about this one?
I'm gonna go with Sasuke. I definitely get where you're coming from with Konan, how she literally almost took out Obito. But like Niki said, I don't think she's gonna And also, Obito absolutely underestimated her too. Like that also.
And Sasuke wouldn't. Sasuke's an arrogant dude.
I think once he got the Eternal Mangekyo and after seeing Itachi, he calmed down a little bit. But I don't know. I think Sasuke Susanoo will put him over the top here. Obito didn't use it in their fight. I'm not sure.
He doesn't have it.
Yeah, he doesn't have it. But
have it.
I think a Susanoo user could easily take her out in a random place, not with the setup that she had in the rainbow. Draw those paper dots. Because if it's a similar situation, then I gotta take her. Because like you said, you didn't. Like you said, oh damn, what am I trying to say? Yeah, I'm going with Sasuke.
But Justin,
he said he is arrogant. This man showed up in the war and said he gonna be the next Hokage. He ain't arrogant.
I wouldn't consider that. I wouldn't consider that arrogance.
Facts.
I just think that's just stupidity, not arrogance. Just
he pulled up though. He
just
did
being
his shit in
dumb.
the war.
Like it's just a lack of self-awareness in my eyes. Like nigga, you an international criminal at this point in the show. You ain't beating fucking Hokage. This is how I looked at it.
Justin, I would also say that you keep bringing up the Susanoo, but you've been quoted that Sasuke has the worst Susanoo in the show.
He does, but it's still fucking Susanoo. Like, come on.
But Justin, you've seen it get punched through. You've seen it get melted. You've seen him get pulled out of sand. You've seen people just come straight to your face and punch.
To be fair, that happened to Madara too.
Yeah,
like Gar was able to pull him out the sand.
Yeah, but he was doing that. You know, they had to show him that he could transform his eyes to the Rinnegan. That was just for the story.
Yeah, you know, like 5 seconds sooner, they would have beat Madara.
That's true. But Sasuke was just getting his ass whooped. He was like, "Oh, I have Susanoo ribs. Things are good." Then he got Liger bombed. "Oh, I have Susanoo ribs. Things are good." Then he got punched through it. "Oh, I have." And it got melted. Gonzo out there was outlasting his little arrow Susanoo. "Oh, I could beat Kakashi. I have Susanoo." And it got warped away. Like, bro, I can keep going.
Hey, come on, man. Part 2 Sasuke just went through it, all right? He got his ass whooped a few times. But
it was his damn show.
It builds character.
Some main characters got to lose a lot.
Hey, in One Piece, Luffy loses every time he fights the main bad guy the first time. Literally every single time. So
shoot, Ichigo dies almost every time he fights the main guy.
So we had Andrea, Cedric, and myself for Konan, and we had Niki, Justin, and Byron for Sasuke. Is that right? So
hold up, that's another tie.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I already tell you, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not picking Sasuke the rest of the way.
Man,
no.
For real. We really about to iron this out on Konan though. Like, no offense to the woman, but like on Conan though. Like,
well, we had a tie on Kakuzu.
I know that's why I pushed that one through
right now. Like, I want to talk about him versus Kisame.
I pushed him through. That's the only reason why. Because I figured some other people would have pushed him through on Conan, but I see not.
I mean, we could push him through. It's a tie, but just for the record, that's 2 ties in a row. But
can we move Pain next?
No, it's in order.
What?
There's a reason it's in order. He's not making it that far.
Want to skip ahead.
What type of order did you get?
I didn't look at the order. That's what happened.
That's the
anyway,
problem.
We'll push him.
That's the problem.
We'll still push, whatever. Sasuke versus Kisame. I'm gonna go right now. I'm picking. All right, Cedric.
I think it's honestly a point where we should ask: is anyone not picking Kisame?
That's
because this man done tied twice. Like, I want to know, like, if you're not picking Kisame, your reasons for not picking Kisame, because I know what everyone's reasons for picking Kisame is probably going to be.
Well, Justin.
I'm picking Kisame, so.
Niki?
Oh, Kisame for sure.
Oh. Wow.
What you mean?
I thought it was going to be y'all two.
So hold on, we done?
I'm not picking Sasuke.
That man will be motivated to kill his partner's brother.
Oh, I was
That's facts.
That is big facts. I was just say it took 7 gates to beat Kisame. And I know
And
7
B.
Gates Guy's beating the shit out of Sasuke.
And B.
And B. And B.
Yeah, he's not beating Kisame. Not
I
B
mean,
didn't take Samihada, it was not going down.
yeah, Kisame is the tail beast
Yeah.
without the tail. And you saw what Killer B did to Sasuke. I know he didn't have the Eternal yet, but
Oh, you just have to. That was the massacre of massacres.
Plus, Kisame's
That's my
gonna have
favorite
his sword.
Sasuke moment.
this one might get ugly.
He opened that man's chest cavity all the way up.
I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna get ugly the
Yeah.
rest of the way for Sasuke if we kept the gauntlet going. I mean, what, Pain's next?
No, Itachi's next.
Oh god.
Itachi's
And
next.
this is healthy. Healthy Itachi.
Oh man.
It would be Itachi, then Pain, then Obito.
All right, well, Sasuke's out. Who's running the gauntlet next month? Naruto?
Well, to be fair, like Andrea, Byron, would y'all have picked Sasuke?
Against Kisame?
I mean, Byron, you picked him against Konan.
No.
I gotta ask.
I mean, I did. That's fair. That's a fair question. No, I'm picking Kisame because of Samihada.
Okay.
I can't believe y'all disrespected her like that. We respect Naruto women on this podcast, damn it.
Except Sakura.
You can't say. I'm gonna say you can't say that and then
I was about to
disrespect
say,
Sakura.
even Sakura?
I'm allowed an exception, and she's one.
I feel as though that's even worse. Like
You're all right.
if worse equality, you're going to discriminate against one woman.
I mean, that Sakura is the pink bird from here on out. She's the pink flamingo. That's what that is her new nickname for me.
Wow.
Pink flamingo.
Wow.
What?
All right, so Sasuke actually had 2 ties. He had a tie against Konan and Kakuzu, and then we went unanimous that he would lose to Kisame. So he went up a lot higher than I thought. I actually thought he'd be done at Kakuzu, but then we had the ties, so we pushed him through because it was a tie. So all right, not bad for Sasuke. Wow, that was weird. So for the next Naruto What If battle, I'm gonna ask you guys a number for the gauntlet. Let me write these down. So Nikki, pick between 4 or 6.
6, like Braun.
Justin, 4 or 6.
Pick either those 2 numbers or any number in between.
One of those two.
4.
Andrea, Byron,
6?
Cedric.
After we pick these numbers, I got a question for you. Why you picked just 4 and 6? That's like the randomest numbers you could have picked. But
I'm sure there's a method to his madness.
There is not. I bet you there is not. But we'll get to that. 4.
Okay. And I will pick 4. So the next Akatsuki ladder will be the 4th Hokage Minato climbing up the ladder.
See, there's a
6.
That's not a method. No, because he could have said 1 through 6. Stop.
No, because then that's number 6. We will be because then in August it'll be War Arc Kakashi climbing up the ladder. So that was the reason.
Oh, Martin's gonna get salty in that episode. I should have picked 6 to get it over with.
War Arc Kakashi, that's Justin's man.
That man is OP.
He ain't got the chakra. Stop.
Wait,
Whoa! They threw that shit out the window there and that. How was he able to do all that shit?
He did one thing.
With no
he did
top
one
chakra?
thing. He had Susanoo for like 5 seconds.
No, whoa, hold on.
Tell him, Biggie.
The dude
like
who was
5
commuting
seconds.
like from 3 days straight, who beat the 7
Like,
swordsmen, pulled up against Obito.
Put some respect on this nigga's name.
Oh,
Who he beat by himself?
we're not talking. First of all, I said Warlock. I'm not even double Mangekyo because I honestly.
You mean wait? You talking about? Hold on. You talking about young Kakashi?
No, like right before he got double Mangekyo. So like that war one.
Y'all ain't gonna like me on that episode.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if the Sasuke fans like me
Being
on this
real,
episode.
being real, y'all ain't gonna like me on that episode for
Well,
sure.
this is why we have you on here, Cedric. For the contrary. You're the contrary that we need
You are
to make
Skip
this great.
Bayless.
Like I really passed your guy through on 2 people that I thought that was gonna smoke him. Y'all should be grateful for that we even got to talk about Kisame for like 5 seconds, because keeping it 100, like in my hearts of hearts, he was not beating Kakuzu and Konan. Before I do it for the fans, okay? The fans want to know. The fans want to know how we feel about Sasuke versus Kisame. We can't have him dying like after the first 4 Akatsuki Gauntlet, because that's just sad. He's the second main character in the show.
Facts.
Hey, but Cedric, how do you feel about Niki calling you the Skip Bayless of the Naruto world?
I don't care what you call me. Shoot, you call me Shannon Sharp, you call me Stephen A. Smith. I'll even take Max Kellerman. I really do not care. That man, that's like the next episode after the next episode.
Like Max
whatever. We will cross.
What about
we will cross that bridge when we get there.
What about Sasuke?
No, about fucking Kakashi. I like Kakashi too. Don't let it be. Don't let it get twisted. I like Kakashi. But damn it, we'll talk about it at the next episode. But I need to know. So you said 4 or 6. What happened to 1, 2, and 3?
Well, I wasn't picking the first. I wasn't picking the first because I feel like he bomb rushed all of them.
Mm-hmm.
The second's a racist, so I didn't pick him.
For the gauntlet.
There's only one Uchiha.
That's true, and also because I didn't make.
He sacrificed himself, so he probably would have been cool with them.
On the real though, because I already made the other two's artwork before I even had the idea. So
there we go. There's your method for the madness, Justin. There's your method right there.
No, I really wasn't. I wasn't gonna pick the first.
Well, yeah, because he may actually go through them all.
Oh, I don't.
You will.
Yeah. 100%.
I was gonna say, hold on. Matter of fact, I'll just say that for the Kakashi, because I know at the end we gonna have to talk, because you really start pushing your man through, but you ain't gonna put the first Hokage through.
Well, the first is more OP.
Of course, that's what I'm saying. You look like you had questions about that.
Bro, I will go on record saying the full power. First of all, do y'all think Madara could beat the Akatsuki by himself as a group?
Yes.
Yes.
So I think the first could do it too.
Yes.
That's why I didn't pick him. If you could beat the whole Akatsuki as one person, you shouldn't be picked.
You should have picked the second. Do you think the second could do it?
Actually, well,
I don't want to talk about the second Hokage personally, so I like who
like him.
picked.
And that's the producer, man. He don't like him. Remember, when he doesn't like someone, they don't get on the show or talk about.
Now, you don't like him because he hates the Uchiha?
No, I just don't know enough about him to speak.
Because he'd be down with Itachi. I mean, Itachi wiped out his whole clan with Obito.
That's true. He would like Itachi.
He'd be down with this. Like, finally, someone did something. Like, I'm just saying, when the guy came back and he found out they were planning the coup, he's like, I knew it. Like, all while Sasuke is standing there. You think he really cares that Itachi's going to be standing there hearing his shit? Like,
well, I mean, the second almost...
he said they were possessed by evil.
Yeah.
Like that's pure hatred. You gotta say a whole clan is possessed by evil.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the second was about to wipe his ass out when he got brought back. And that's what you gotta say for Orochimaru for. Orochimaru with them Hashirama cells. You can't move. And the first Hokage is like, put your finger down. And I was like, damn, you really just got a load out here.
Like I said, like I'm just saying, if he came back, we ain't bring back the first. Some people was gonna get.
So what about the third?
Oh.
Well, that would have been an interesting one. That would have been an interesting one.
I mean, we could. I mean, I just gotta make
he was renowned as the strongest Hokage during his time.
That's true.
Sorry, Tobi Sensei.
Yeah.
They hold him in part 1. I'm not.
They really did hold his ass.
Yeah.
But I don't know if his mental faculties are strong, because he takes the advice of Danzo.
That nigga's old.
Okay, we're done.
That nigga was old. There ain't no problem with him dying.
Bro, you saw what old dude was doing during the war.
Yeah.
He was out here He was there trying to push the meteor.
He was the only one to stop the Yamato.
Yeah, well, we need a new era. He needed to die.
Hey, y'all bring up Yamato. This is a show that we'll be forgetting some people. Like, Yamato was gone for like 6 months. Ain't nobody say shit.
No one looked for him. No one
cared.
Yeah.
It's like, Yamato, how's your mission going?
Yeah.
No birds, no nothing.
Anko was gone too. Kabuto was using her. Like, damn, they really. And I thought Digimon was the worst anime of leaving people, but
I think it is. Okay, I still think it is, because like they went to school with TK and Kari. Like, Like they in the same class as TK and Kari, wondering why Davis ain't been to school for 5 months. Oh, Davis may be dead. Like, I don't know. Like,
Justin, man, what closing remarks you got as we end the first Akatsuki Gauntlet?
It was fun. Looking forward to next month, seeing what Bill Minato's gonna do. It's gonna be a good one. I might actually research this time.
Byron?
But no, I'm excited for Minato. I think he could go far. But
I mean,
Yellow Flash.
low-key far right now is getting past Kakuzu because that was a tie. So
yeah, if we're being real, Sasuke did win that, honestly.
Probably.
If I wasn't here, he wouldn't have won.
See, you saved him. Look at you saving the Uchiha. Niki, any closing remarks?
But I think Minato goes pretty far. I'll be honest, pretty far.
Andrea, Cedric.
this is like a point of reference because I think it was Byron that shared this in the thing. Does his little like shuriken thing really say "gotcha, bitch"?
What?
Does it? Okay.
No,
I was really hoping that be smooth as hell. Because I was going to talk about that. I was like, I mean, his shuriken says "gotcha, bitch." I mean, he asked for it. But good episode. Good talks with everyone. Can't wait for next month.
Thank you everyone for listening to these Naruto What If battles. Definitely on YouTube and all the podcast things. Seeing that you guys really like these episodes and we like doing them. We just on this recording just crossed over 1,500 total listens. So that is super cool. So thank you guys for all the support. So we are now on the road to 2K, and hopefully we can hit that by December. Our captain Byron says we can do it. So,
oh, for sure, we can do it.
And then so next month is the fourth Hokage climbing up this ladder, and we will see how it goes. And with that being said, thank you everyone for listening to the L7C podcast. You guys take care. Thank you for listening to this episode of the L7C podcast. Be sure to like, rate, review, and subscribe to the channel. Follow us on all social media platforms, and we'll be talking to you guys soon. Take care.